Hello, this is Biot-Savart, and welcome to Episode 8 of my Battlefield 4 weapon guides. This time we're taking a look at the second assault rifle, the SCAR-H, unlocked after 4000 XP using assault rifles and returning from Battlefield 3, where it was a carbine. The Special Operations Forces Combat Assault Rifle Heavy Variant, or SCAR-H, is a Belgian weapon, manufactured by Fabrique Nationale Herstal. Development of the SCAR began in 2004, when the US military announced a competition to design a new modular rifle system. FN Herstal's design won, leading to the creation of the SCAR family of rifles. The two most notable variants are the SCAR-L and SCAR-H. The SCAR-L is chambered in the lighter 5.56 by 45mm NATO cartridge and uses a distinctively larger curved magazine. The SCAR-H, on the other hand, is chambered for the more powerful 7.62 by 51mm NATO round. The first SCAR rifles were fielded in 2009, issued to the American 75th Ranger Regiment. All SCAR rifles are produced by FN America at their South Carolina facility. Interestingly, FN also developed a dedicated grenade launcher for the SCAR platform, separate from the more widely known M320. However, this unique variant does not appear in-game. The SCAR-H fires the 7.62 by 51mm NATO cartridge. Magazine size is 20 rounds. The SCAR-H will do 33 damage up to 8 meters, and this will drop to 21.6 damage at 60 meters. The cyclic rate is 620 RPM, one of the slowest in-game. The recoil is strong upwards, having the third highest upward pull among all fully automatic primaries. Bullet velocity is 500 meters per second, the second slowest among all assault rifles, likely referencing the larger caliber of the SCAR-H. Partial reloads take 1.90 seconds, while full reloads are 2.40 seconds. Very quick given your small magazine. The reload animation is strangely the same as the AK-5C's. Hipfire is 3.5 degrees. The starting iron sights are terrible and block pretty much the entire target and surrounding area of interest. They are a poor first impression to an otherwise excellent assault rifle. The red dot sight is unlocked after 10 kills and is a massive improvement. The SCAR-H will finally be allowed to shine at close and medium ranges. Sometimes even at long ranges, given the higher damage of the SCAR-H. Be sure to use American optics, else you'll be an infidel. I actually quite like the ACOG scopes on the SCAR-H. Given only 20 rounds, precision is more important with this weapon, so the added magnification of 4x or even 3.4x was usually better than the ordinary red dot sight. Oh yeah, nobody ever expected to get shot from here. The IR optics also work to the end of higher accuracy, so they are worth using if on a map with poor visibility or long sightlines. The first accessory is the laser sight and seems to provide a false sense of security at close range. There were multiple times where I resorted to hip firing and failed, leaving the opponent with less than 10 HP. You can use it, but the slow fire rate and 20 bullets mean you'll fare much better with something else at close range. The canted iron sights are actually a good accessory for your medium-range optics. There will be times where you want to zoom out a bit to spot enemies faster. The flashlight comes at 100 kills and is about as useful at close range as the laser sight, so there is actually a good reason to use it. The blinding effects may be more impactful than the hipfire reduction, which I have found wanting. Finally, the magnifier is a great pairing with the red dot sight for smaller maps. I notice it grants higher tunnel vision than other optics, so don't stare down it for too long. I would still recommend you commit to the 3.4x medium range scope for most engagements. The muzzle brake is the first barrel attachment after 40 kills, and I think is the overall best one. The vertical recoil of the SCAR is very high, so reducing this by 25% will make a huge difference compared to other weapons. Your fully automatic fire will hit more of the target, and you can keep the target in focus easier, essential for precise shots given a 20-round magazine. The heavy barrel increases this large recoil for improved aim fire accuracy. I must admit, I didn't like the added recoil, and found the weapon very challenging to use at middle range, where it's supposed to shine. I wouldn't recommend the heavy barrel for this weapon. Even the compensator at 120 kills would be a better option. The reduction of horizontal recoil will at least make recoil easier to control if you know it's going to be more consistently vertical. The final attachment is the suppressor at 160 kills. It will keep you off the minimap when firing, but will decrease your bullet velocity. Given the strength and already low bullet velocity of the Scar H, it's actually worth considering for a flanking playstyle. The fast reloads of the Scar H will mean you can quickly dispatch enemies, albeit 2 at a time, at most, and keep moving. The underslung rail is an underbarrel that I'd actually recommend for the Scar H. Since the Scar will sometimes underwhelm you at close range, it may be worth considering attaching the M26 MASS shotgun attachment, specifically with buckshot. It is very powerful within 10 meters and has a surprisingly small hipfire radius, so it has the potential to do much better than the Scar H itself. The laser sight accessory will make this more potent when a mid-range optic is employed. The Ergo Grip is the first grip unlocked at 30 kills, and is decent for more mobile, aggressive play with the Scar H. You can pair this with the offensive field upgrade to further gain an edge, as well as take advantage of offensive's increase in starting ammunition, as your supply is surprisingly lacking with these Scar H's smaller magazines. Prepare to become frustrated with the lack of firepower due to your small magazine, however. The Angled Grip is unlocked after 70 kills and is somewhat useful. It only reduces your first shot multiplier by 33%, but you'll be pleased to learn the Scar is tied for having the second lowest first shot multiplier among assault rifles. The Angled Grip, therefore, has less effect than the other grips. I'd like to mention the existence of a bipod underbarrel, but due to the Scar's low magazine size of 20 rounds, this is hardly worth entertaining. The Stubby Grip reduces automatic fire penalty by 15% and is overall the most impactful underbarrel attachment. The Scar H has noticeable vertical recoil, so this will help cluster your bullets in a neater package than without. Since I'm recommending it in this video, let's learn more about the M26 Modular Accessory Shotgun System, or MASS. It is an American weapon attachment developed by Seymour Systems, and was created as an improvement over the older Mossberg 500 shotguns in service for dedicated shotgun use, and is based on the older Master Key system of underbarrel attachments. It was developed between 1997 and 2002, and has been in at least limited service since 2003 in the US-Iraq War. It fires 12 pellets per shot, doing 18 damage each within range, dropping to 6 damage each out of range. There is a 3-round box magazine in real life, but in-game the 5-round box magazine is featured. Reloads are a bit slow, so be sure to grab some cover when you need to do so. The M26 MASS has a very small hipfire radius, so you can land long shots surprisingly far out, which is useful as this is a pump-action shotgun, and it makes assault rifles much more competitive at close range, especially on smaller sightline maps such as Pearl Market. Although the Scar H lacks a large magazine, I would still recommend the offensive field upgrade because it unlocks more starting ammo, as you spawn with only 4 20-round magazines. Without it, you'll constantly be on the verge of running out, and sometimes your teammates will let you down when you ask them to resupply you. The Scar H is a very good assault rifle. It has high damage and is generally controllable out to middle range, but suffers from a very slow fire rate and small magazine size. The magazine size cannot be improved upon, but the slow fire rate does make it last a bit longer. The slow fire rate can be circumvented altogether with the addition of the underbarrel M26 MASS shotgun, but this comes at the cost of the stubby grip, so you may find it difficult firing full auto given the high upward pull. This too, however, can be made irrelevant by focusing more on precise shot placement with a 3.4x scope versus volume of fire. That's not even to mention the suppressor's ability to help you flank the enemy just as effectively, given the high power and already relatively slow bullet velocity of the Scar H. Fortunately, the Scar H is rather easy to use, and in your hands will leave the enemy scarred. Thanks for watching. Join me next time when I'll be covering the second personal defense weapon, the PP-2000.